So right now I'm standing outside Pier Park and bus 7513. The driver's on it, running the heat, and it's 42 degrees out and raining, cold as and they're just sitting there chewing their sandwich, not letting anybody on. So this is the driver right here, and be on the lookout for her. What happened was she stood there for 10 minutes doing her break or whatever, and I mean, I was like 4 feet away from her right outside the door. I turned around to do that first video so I could document what was going on. She opens the door, shuts the door, and starts to pull off immediately. I mean, doesn't say, are you getting on, or you here to ride? Doesn't check in with me or anything. And I've been standing there for 10 minutes. And so she starts to pull off, and I'm like, I motion, what's going on? Yeah, I got to get on. And she says, well, I opened the door, and I got on. I'm trying to fumble with my phone, trying to turn it on. And I said, well, I stood there for 10 minutes while you were on your break, and you didn't let me on. And she said, well, I didn't see you. Well, it's funny that she'll say later in this conversation that she saw my back to her. So the deal is she's lying. And I stood there for 10 minutes right in front of her, and she says she didn't see me. She was pointing at me. She was facing me. There's a little platform there right in front of the first set of seats, and that's where drivers a lot of times will take their breaks. There's supposed to be an open door policy, and I've asked several other drivers, and they've confirmed that there's supposed to be an open door policy. If the driver's on the bus, you should be able to access the bus as well, unless the driver's getting ready to get off and take a break. So she was clearly just being and pissed me off, triggered me, and it was my main focus was just to record this interaction. But she said something to the effect of, well, I didn't see you, and your back was to me, so we're even. And I'm like, what? So then I'm thinking, we're even? What did I do to you? Did I harm you? Did I insult you? I don't understand what you mean, we're even.
You just told me you've been sitting there for 10 minutes. I opened my door and you didn't say anything.
I was sitting there for 10 minutes.
Well, I didn't see you. And I barely had a break.
Okay, well, I saw you, and...
Well, we don't allow people on the bus during layover.
So here is the SOP B808. Talks about layovers and parking the bus, and she just said they didn't allow people to board the bus during layovers, but the SOP for Trimet says if your layover is at a bus stop, your doors must remain open to allow the customer to board the bus. So she's not following her own procedure, and then...
Girl, why you acting so cray-cray?
That's not your part, we don't.
What confused me was it was just when the layover was over, you just took off. I didn't hear you open the door, so...
I opened the door and you had your back to me on your phone and your umbrella. I don't know you're waiting for my bus or maybe that's on the bus you were on.
Again, she is BSing me big time because this SOP B808 says nothing about Pier Park, and besides, they have a break room at Pier Park. She could take her break in the break room. She took her break on the bus and kept the door shut in the heat while I'm standing outside in the rain and 42 degrees.
They allow us sometimes to run to the restroom and use some food and take breaks. And that's what a layover is. We're watching the rest.
I just didn't understand the we're even part. I didn't do anything to you, so...
We're even as far as misunderstanding.
I don't know. Actually, I was making a video about how the 7513 had been taking a break on a heated bus when people were standing outside at 42 degrees and it raining and not letting them on. So that's what I was doing. I didn't know what you were doing.
What?
I was making a video about how the people, how whoever the driver was on the 7513, which is you, was taking a break on a heated bus when it was 42 degrees out and raining and no shelter. And I was confused by it.
Okay. You have to take that
It's a safety issue to not let people on the bus.
You'd be surprised now that your work. A lot of police activity, assaults happen, survivors, because of mental illness. And my bus is fogged up. That's why my bus is on. Normally I would not use my bus.
It just really just confused me, that's all, because I mean, I saw you standing here for 10 minutes and it was like, I didn't understand how you couldn't have seen me waiting for you, so. And if your door's closed, I'm not assuming that you're going to open it so I could have my back to you for a moment and still be wanting the bus. I didn't understand how that was just an easy thing to pull off and say, well, he wasn't ready, so, I mean, I'm standing right there. That just didn't get me at all. I have PTSD. I do the best I can, and it seemed really incompassionate to me.
I would have left without you, but sometimes as soon as I move the bus, people hear it and then they,
The last time I had an issue with the driver at Pier Park, I actually called and I actually sent in a public records request and asked for the video. And Trimet wanted to charge me $55 for the video. I'm doing this free as a public service because these things need to come out. I mean, when drivers treat the public like this and they're running a public accommodation and people have mental health issues, drivers like this driver here, I don't know what her name is, but be on the lookout for her because she obviously does not know how to deal with people in a way that is courteous and professional. You know, I didn't do anything to her at all except wait on the bus. And I was actually not sure I was going to post anything about her making me wait outside. But then all of this transpired when we got inside. When she started to pull off, it just shocked me. I was like, what is going on? And I was flabbergasted because she acted like she was pulling off and had her door shut pulling off. She opened her door. If she opened her door, she opened it and then shut it, because when I turned around and saw her pulling off, she had her door shut. So this is just not the way. The thing is, what's happening, especially here in Oregon, you got the Portland Police Bureau now doing the same thing. They're going to charge you up front to even look for a public record. And so it just makes sense to go ahead and video everything so you can put it out on your own for free. So anyway, know that on a Trimet bus there's postings all over, so there's no expectation of privacy and everybody knows they're being videoed, so you can capture video and audio. And with a police officer, you can obviously video a public servant in the performance of their duty. So go for it. Get your camera.
Why you acting so cray-cray? We'll be back in a moment.